What's good, YouTube? This is the only bigger in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm back again with another deck profile, and this is definitely like a highly requested one. A lot of you guys have been asking me for an updated Mystic Mind deck profile, or a lot of you guys have been asking why I don't play certain cards in my older build, which I have been playing. I've just been too lazy to upload it. But yeah, here you go, guys. This is my updated Mystic Mind deck profile. I think it's been like 5 months since I've even uploaded, and my last upload was a Mystic Mind deck. But starting into it, triple planet Pathfinder. This is always basically going to be a staple in Mystic Mind decks until like terraforming comes back to like 3, which probably won't happen for a while. But planet Pathfinder tributes for cost, and then you can add to hand a field spell, aka Mystic Mind. Next up, a new addition to the deck. Finally got 3 Silent Wobbies. I've been waiting so long for this card. I've ordered it multiple times and then it not come in the mail and me have to get refunded. Third time's the charm. It finally came in the mail after waiting a month. And, you know, I've been playing this card for about 2 months now. I've had it, and I definitely do not regret buying this card. I definitely think that you should definitely pick this card up. And it's only like $6 or $7 of the making of this video. So it's definitely cheaper than what it was when I got it at that like $20 price tag. But yeah, what it does is you can special summon it to your opponent's side of the field. And then your opponent draws a card. You gain 2,000 life. And then their hand size limit is 3. And also, if Mystic Mind is up, your opponent won't draw a card. You won't gain 2,000 life, but your opponent's hand size still will be 3 because that's a continuous effect, not an activated. And then the main attraction of the video, my favorite spell card, Mystic Mind, the card that everybody either hates, you know, you're part of the group that completely hate this card, or you either like absolutely love it. Of course, I'm part of the group that absolutely loves this card. Of course, you know, you guys probably know what this card does if you're coming to this video, but just in case, basically your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, which they will, your opponent cannot activate card effects or declare attacks. And then if both you and your opponent control the same amount of monsters during the end phase, this card blows itself up. But of course, you're not going to allow that to happen either. And then 3, Demise of the Land. Demise of the Land, whenever your opponent special summons a monster, you can activate a field spell from deck, so Mystic Mind. And then the one of Terraforming, basically Planet Pathfinder in a spell form, and I wish this card was more than limited, but, you know, there's reasons why this card is limited, and it's very, very strong. Triple Left Arm Offering. This was one of the cards I got a comment about on why I haven't been playing it, and I have been playing it for a while now. I just haven't played, you know, I haven't had an upload of me playing it in my deck profiles. But yeah, I'm so happy I switched this card. I've tested around with this card. I've even tested around with one card of Demise and other stuff like Ledger, and definitely the route to go. I definitely think Triple Left Arm Offering is the way to go for now. Of course, banishing your hand is a hefty cost, but, you know, it's definitely worth it when you can resolve a Mystic Mind off of it or one of the other spell cards. And then triple Field Barrier. Field Barrier protecting your Mystic Mind, not allowing it to be destroyed by card effects. You can only control one Field Barrier, of course. The one downside of Field Barrier is if your opponent returns Mystic Mind to your hand or banishes Mystic Mind or returns it to the deck, like some way like that, you basically lose because you can't activate no new field spells. But, you know, that rarely happens. And the reason why that rarely happens is because of this card here, Prohibition. You normally declare something like Cosmic Cyclone or Eldritch the Golden Lord, Lost World, Imperial Order. Those are normally like my prime suspects to call off of this card because those are the cards that, when activated, you basically lose the game if you can't deal with them. Triple God of Skulls Oracle. In my opinion, this is the problem card of the deck. I feel like if Konami hits anything in this deck, limit this card or ban this card. It'll hurt. In my opinion, this card getting limited will hurt the deck much more than Mystic Mind getting limited. Because Mystic Mind is just so searchable with like Metaverse, your Planet Pathfinders, Terraforming, and your Demise of the Lands, where the only search for this card is itself and your Left Arm Offerings. But what this card does is it allows you to basically stack the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and then you can't summon for the rest of the turn after that. But you're not going to summon because you're playing Mystic Mind. onto basically the draw power engine or the pot of engine. First pot of is Pot of Extravagance, banishing 6 random cards from your extra deck and then drawing 2 cards. And of course, once you get down to your final 3 cards of your extra deck, you just banish those 3 and draw a card. And it does have to be activated at the start of your main phase, but you know, that's definitely not an issue at all when you get to draw 2 cards. Triple Pot of Duality, of course, a standard pot card in basically any sort of like gimmick deck or Mystic Mind deck. Just allowing you to look at the top 3 cards or excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, then adding 1 to hand. And then lastly, a little tech card of mine, 1 day a piece. This is a card that I haven't seen too much in Mystic. I will see it like occasionally, but like at my locals, I'm like one of the only people that does play Mystic Mind that plays this card, and I really think this card is very good. Both you and your opponent draw a card, and neither player takes any damage until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then 1 of Final Countdown. I've went the Final Countdown route again just because the opponent normally scoops when you resolve this card. And like after 10 turns have passed, they're just like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to lose this game. And most of the time they scoop for time reasons because you definitely don't want to go into time, or not time, but you know, you definitely don't want to go into like that up against a deck like this that has a searchable burn card. Of course, I play Cauldron in the side though. 1 of Metaverse, just allowing you to activate Mystic Mind from your deck or add it to your hand. And also beware, this card can be ashed even if you're activating it, or like activating Mystic Mind from your deck off of your effect. It can be ashed because it does have the add to your hand effect still there, even though you won't be adding it to your hand. So that's just to keep in mind. Triple Dark Bribe, just some more protections, being able to negate an opponent's spell or trap, and then they draw a card. Of course, the draw does not matter because you're dealing with a threat. And then Solemn Judgment, of course, negating a card, and again, paying half your life does not matter because you're dealing with a game-ending threat. And that's it for the main deck. On to the side deck that I've been playing here recently. If I can get this out of here. Okay. 2 Lava Golem. It's basically just like a kaiju. Of course, you want to tribute your opponent's like negate cards or interruption cards. Like Savage Dragon is one that can definitely hurt, and things like that. If you're facing like the Dragon Link matchup again, like Hieratic Seal can definitely be an issue if they know what they're doing with it. So you definitely want to tribute over stuff like that. And then this card is the MVP in a lot of situations. Amano Iwato. It's basically like Dark Ruler No More, but in a monster card, and it returns to your hand in the end phase. This card in the Mystic Mind Mirror match is absolutely insane. Normally in the Mystic Mind Mirror match, I'll call Mystic Mind with Prohibition, or I'll play Field Barrier, and I'll side out my Mystic Minds, and I'll just summon this guy here and poke them to death, and there's nothing they can do about it because I've prohibited the Mystic Mind. It's just stupid. And then speaking of Dark Ruler No More, Triple Dark Ruler, this is just a staple in like almost all Mystic Mind side decks. Like, I don't know why you'd be playing a Mystic Mind deck, whether it be Exodia, Burn, Chain Burn, or any sort of like empty jar Mystic Mind decks. I feel like this card is definitely a staple. Triple Twin Twister. Twin Twister, discarding a card and then popping 2 cards your opponent control, or 2 spell traps your opponent controls. This card is just really good at stopping Imperial Order, because Imperial Order is just a straight up game ender if it resolves on you. And then here's the burn card. Cauldron of the Old Man. I just play 1 on the side. I basically just go out in between it and Final Countdown depending on the situation. Lastly, for the side deck, 3 Curse Sealed of the Forbidden Spell. It's kind of like Prohibition, where if it negates a spell card, your opponent cannot activate spell cards with the same name as that for the rest of the duel. And then on to the side deck. A lot of misconceptions with this is Mystic Mind side decks does not matter, and I say that could be that's far from the truth. The side deck definitely does matter when you're facing the Dino matchup or any sort of matchup that can give you a token or a monster like the mirror match. So the side deck definitely does matter in my opinion. 2 Link Kribo. I want to play 3, but I don't have a third one. The reason Link Kribo is so good is it's when your opponent is playing dinos and they have Lost World and they give you the token, you can literally just link away with their dino token, and they can't stop that at all with the save destruction effect because it's not destroying the token, you're linking with the token. You're just going to Link Kribo and basically just crash into the smallest monster and it dies, and then basically when they keep giving you tokens, you can repeatedly use its effect from the grave and bring it back. So it just deals with the Lost World stuff. 3 Link Sprider. I would be playing 2 if I had the 3rd Link Karibo. Link Karibo again, just being, or Link Spider again, just being like Link Karibo, where you can link away with like Ojama Trio tokens in the mirror match, or link away with those Lost World tokens. 1 Secure Garden. A Secure Garden is just for if they're playing like the Chain Burn matchup, or they try and burn you of any sort of way. You can just link away with this or your Link Karibo, and then link into this guy, and you take no burn damage for the rest of the turn. And then a Proxy Dragon and a Space Insulator. This is just for like generic, just link 2s to link away with. 1 Gaia Saber. Again, it's a generic link 3 to link away with. And then BLS Soldier of Chaos. This card is really good in the mirror match. Definitely, you definitely do not need this card, because this card is, of course, very expensive right now. So you definitely do not need this card. Actually, I would recommend probably not to waste your money on this card. But, you know, if you have it, you can play it and you can make it. And, you know, it definitely is a big threat. Borreload Dragon as one of the Link 4s. And Saryuja Skuldred as one of the Link 4s. You know, I've never made these cards, even when they've gave me tokens. So, you know, truthfully, these could be something else. As a matter of fact, the card I'm about to show you, if I had more of it, I would play over it. But Utopia and Utopia the Lightning, the Utopia package, you know, if I can find 2 more of these, I'll probably just play a 2nd Utopia and a 2nd Lightning or something like that. This is very good in the mirror match because Amano Iwato, level 4, Planet Pathfinder, a level 4, and Silent Wobby, if you don't give it to them, a level 4. So Utopia is very easy to make in this deck. And of course, Utopia Lightning just goes over him and puts up big damage. And, you know, especially if it's going in, if like there's a minute left in the duel, you can go into time and just attack, detach, make 5k, and do some crazy damage. Lastly, 1 Zeus. Again, definitely don't waste your money on this card for this deck. If you already have the card, I would definitely highly recommend you play it, because you can attack in with a Utopia and then overlay into Zeus and kind of control the pace that way. And in the mirror match, this card is basically an auto win if you get it off. So yeah, you know, this card you definitely don't have to waste your money on. But if you have it, I would recommend playing at least 1. Anyways, this has been the Only Bigger in Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, I've decided to bring this to you guys since you guys have been asking for an updated list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been the Only Bigger in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm signing out.